Israel has put its forces on high alert after days of taking rocket fire from Lebanon, the Gaza Strip, and for the first time in years, from Syria. Many experts are pointing to Iran as the source of these escalating attacks.
In response, the United States Navy has deployed a guided missile submarine to the area. Chris Mitchell brings us the latest from Jerusalem.
More than 30 rockets were fired from Lebanon into northern Israel and at least 6 from Syria. After the rocket attacks from the north and south, Israel hit targets inside the Gaza Strip, Lebanon, and Syria. Many believe Iran is leading this push from behind the scenes.
Just last week, we saw the heads of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, sitting together with the head of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, in Beirut, behind pictures of the imams that lead the Islamic Republic, Khamenei and Khomeini before that. So there's no doubt that it's Iran that is trying on every single front to attack the state of Israel.
Trayman believes Iran is now sensing weakness inside Israel.
The Iranians are looking at what's going on in Israel today, and this includes the debate and the protests over judicial reform, the challenges to the current governing coalition, and are recognizing that this might be a prime time to test the strength and resolve of Israelis here in Israel and to stage attacks.
In an apparent move toward Iran's meddling, the U.S. Navy is deploying a guided missile submarine capable of carrying up to 154 Tomahawk missiles to the region. It released pictures of the submarine crossing the Suez Canal on Friday. Israel is also reeling from terror attacks inside its border. This ramming attack on the Tel Aviv promenade wounded several and killed this 35-year-old lawyer from Italy. Family and friends mourned 2 sisters after a Palestinian terrorist murdered them in a shooting attack on Friday in the northern Jordan Valley. Their mother, also shot in the attack, is in serious condition. The flashpoint came last Tuesday night when Muslim men barricaded themselves in the Al-Aqsa Mosque on the Temple Mount. Israel police negotiated with them to leave, but they refused. When the police entered the mosque, the men set off fireworks and threw stones in retaliation. And video spread throughout the Muslim world, providing the pretext to attack Israel. The escalating tension here comes as Muslims are celebrating Ramadan on the Temple Mount. Jews observe Passover with the Kohanim blessing at the Western Wall. And Christians gather at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and Garden Tomb to celebrate Christ's resurrection. It's rare to have all these holidays fall at the same time. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
You can't get a starker contrast. Here are Israelis praying at the Western Wall, Christians celebrating Easter at the tomb of the Holy Sepulchre. These things are the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. These things are in stark contrast to what the Muslims are doing. They're storing rocks in their mosque, and they're storing fireworks, and they're trying to have provocations, and then they're launching missiles at Israel. And they're doing it and having these consultations with their religious leaders and pictures of previous religious leaders, because their ideology says if they provoke these things, if they come at Israel, they can usher in the Mahdi. They can bring a paradise on earth, and they can reestablish Sharia law throughout Israel. That's their goal. And they're taking advantage of weakness, perceived weakness in Israeli politics, perceived weakness in U.S. politics, that we're divided. And when we have these divisions going forward, and they seem to be very severe divisions, well, a house divided cannot stand. Well, let's realize that's what the Bible counsels us. Let's come together as a people, as a nation, and say, no, we stand for democracy. We stand for freedom of conscience. We stand for freedom of religion. We don't celebrate religious holidays with rocket attacks and terror attacks. We celebrate by getting on our knees and praying. So let's do that. In prayer, we can become one. We can fulfill the great prayer of Jesus in John 17. Father, I desire that they would be one, just as you and I are one.